Work hard, be kind, and amazing things will happen. I'm Anthony, and I'm going to take you through today's PF Go workout. We're going to start our warm-up with Tabtata jump rope. Now, what does that look like? 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 8 sets, 4 minutes, and we're done. So what we'll do is we'll bring those feet nice and close together. We'll keep those elbows in nice and close, and the goal here is to jump rope for 20 seconds. The first 2 to 3 sets, we want to stay a nice, slow, moderate pace. Then from there, it's go time. So can you give me some single unders as fast as you can? I know we have some double under monsters in the gym, but I want to go singles all day, every day, because they are tricky. It's almost easier to go faster in double unders. So we'll go through our 4 minutes of jumping rope, and then it's time to move on to some posterior chain engagement. 2 rounds of 10 sumo stance good mornings, 10 sumo stance deadlifts, and a 30-second tuck hold. Now, we're going to demonstrate these with a kettlebell. Now, what we're going to do is spread those legs out nice and wide. Your feet should also be toed out just a little bit. They'd be wider out as compared to a normal deadlift stance and a little wider than your squat stance. So the wider your stance goes, the more toe out you need between your feet. So what we're going to do here is a lot more of a hinge than you would see in a normal deadlift. So we're going to send those hips back, reach down towards that floor, and then stand back up. Right? We're doing good mornings right off the bat, but the movement is exactly the same. We're just not going to put weight on it. So you're hinging at the hips, sending the hips back behind you, keeping those knees a little bit straighter than you would normally, and then you're done. Now, the sumo stance good morning translates directly into the sumo stance deadlift. So now we're going to just reach down to the floor. You're going to go a little bit lower, have a little bit more knee bend, and then you'll just go through nice and quick. Good, relax, thank you. Now, our 30-second tuck hold, you'll just be laying on your back with the knees pulled into the chest. This is where we're going to hold it. It should be a little tough to balance, and if you have a fun coach like me in class, they might give you a little push, and the goal is to stay nice and stable throughout the whole thing. Good, relax. 30 seconds of tuck holds. Make it hard for you. We don't want it to be too easy. Now, the second time we go through, the only thing I want to re-show is the sumo stance good mornings. So you're going to grab onto that weight again. This time you're going to hug it into your chest, and we're going to do the same thing. So you're just going to bow down and pop it back up. We're just going to force you to engage that upper back a little bit more by holding that weight into the chest. You can see how similar the two movement patterns are. Thank you. Okay, now we're all warmed up. It's time to move on to our strength. We're going to do something that you may not have a ton of experience with. Sumo deadlifts. 8, 6, 6, 4, or 12, 10, 10, and 8. Which rep scheme should you choose? It doesn't really matter to me. We just want you to pick a rep scheme that's challenging. Now, can you face this way for me? We're going to have that weight in between the legs. If you have a barbell, that's fine. Stance will be the same. Your hands will just go straight down. So what we're going to do is grab on to that kettlebell. Notice that her knees are not quite vertical. They're a little bit forward, but her back is flat. From here, knees drive out, and then you just stand up and lower back down exactly the same way. The most important piece that people tend to forget is that in that bottom position, you really need to drive those knees apart. I should be able to push really hard here, and I should feel her resisting and driving those knees out. That helps make sure that your glutes do more of the work and not just your low back. Drive those knees out, push the floor away, get that weight up to a full stand, and you're all done. Now, one of the biggest mistakes we see is that people stand up and they like to finish further because it's in a different position. So all we want to do is just stop a little short of that. Do less. Good coaching cue. All right, now that you're pros at the sumo deadlift, we're going to move on to our conditioning piece. 4 sets with 1 minute rest in between sets. 15 deadlifts, 30 sit-ups, 60 double unders, and do it all over again. Now, which position would you use in this one? Well, you can do traditional or sumo. However, most people feel better in sumo because it's a little easier on your back. So what we're going to do here is go through, you want to use a barbell for this one? We'll go through 15 sumo deadlifts. The legs are wide, the hands are inside the feet, and we're just going to cycle through. The range of motion is shorter than a traditional deadlift, and they should go by a little bit quicker too. 15 reps there, then we're going to drop the weight down on the floor. Now, we did some tuck-up holds earlier, so we're just going to do some ab mat sit-ups. Unweighted, no med ball, nothing fancy. Touch the floor over your head, touch your toes, and move through nice and quick. We have the posterior chain doing the deadlifts. We'll use the anterior chain to do the sit-ups. Thank you. Now our last exercise is gonna be double unders. So we're gonna grab onto that jump rope, stand up nice and tall. We want as little movement as possible. Double under. 60 reps. Now, if you're not gonna do 60 doubles, we'll do 100 singles. Either way, this should take you under a minute or just about a minute to get things going. Then you have a minute of rest and we'll go through it all over again until we've finished 4 sets. We'd love to know how long it takes you to get through these 4 sets and how you like the sumo deadlift. Let us know in the comments below. Have a great workout and a great rest of your day.